Everyone, today, super excited for our guest today, Armand Sohi from Bupple. Thank you for coming on. How are you doing today, Armand?
Thank you very much. Thanks, Quade, for having me in the podcast. It's a pretty good day. Thanks.
Good to hear. Good to hear. So you're not recording here in the United States. Where are you at right now?
I am in Istanbul. I'm living in Istanbul. I'm working on a US-based company, but I'm technically living in Istanbul. I've been living here for the past 5 years.
Okay, super cool. Super cool. We're excited to have you on today. Talk more about Bupple and exactly the super cool things you guys are doing. Would you be able to introduce us to Bupple and tell us what you guys do?
Of course, of course. Buffalo. Let me begin with the problem that makes it a bit more clear. That would make it more clear. So we realize that small businesses have a lot of challenges. They face a lot of challenges to create consistent content for social media. They usually need to hire different, expertise and skills to edit videos, record videos, spend a lot of time, and they cannot be active on social media. But it is necessary for any business to push more content and get more exposure and benefit from the algorithms of Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, here and there. So with Bupple, and also I did quite some research with my previous business. I wanted to do stuff with social media, do content marketing a lot, but I faced a lot of challenges. And while I was taking a look at the market for different tools that could help me to make an active presence on social media, there is not the problem is huge, but there's not one single platform that you could go there and you're like, okay, my social media is taken care of with this platform. It's okay, and I can do that all here. Not even as let's say one stop shop, like as something that helps me. There are piecemeal services that are helpful. You could create and edit your videos on CapCut. You could, I don't know, come up with content ideas, spending a lot of time on social media and saving a lot of stuff and putting a note and Notion here and there, or create a Trello and then put it on later to publish and all that. And all of these hassles is just a whole business and another full-time job, or maybe 2, 3 full-time jobs for you to hire in a small business that cannot afford that. So with Bupple, we wanted to, start something that actually helps content creators or small businesses actually to create content and be consistent with the content and provide value to their audience. Not advertising, just talk about information, educational content, provide value to their audience, and get more exposure and attention toward them, obtain more attention.
Okay, very interesting. I love this. I mean, obviously, there's that big problem you guys have. Could you talk more about specifically how you help these businesses create their content? What type of tools are you using? What does that look like?
Mm-hmm. That is actually the part that is pretty interesting because the problem with this problem is not just one single thing that you can do that solves the problem. You have to be creative about the videos, be creative about the ideas. You have to always be creative, and also you have to have inspirations as constantly to create content. And sometimes you need to create a picture or edit an image. Sometimes you need videos. Sometimes you appear with your face and edit content, and there's captions on it. Sometimes you don't need your face, and it's just motion graphic style videos that are going on a video. So there are a lot of different and there are tools that let you do one thing, but we wanted to have people to just save as much as time as possible. We needed to find the exact side or starting point to start Bupple and to solve the problem for, I don't know, for example, 5 to 10 customers, top 5 to 10 clients, and from there just expand and add more features. Because usually for the MVP, you would start with a small thing, a small feature, and you expand. But for Bupple, because we wanted to solve social media issues, active content on social media issue, there were a lot of things. So we tried many times, and we failed many times. Right, like for example, with the version 1, when we were thinking, okay, if you created this chat kind of, let's say, environment like Chat GPT, but you could send pictures, you could ask for ideas, and then you could ask it to create this video, put my video here and all that. Just chatting to someone like it's your social media expert, and also can take care of everything for you. It should solve the problem. But then we launched it. Users had their, users like worked with it for 2, 3 months, 4 months, but retention was too low. And then we talked to users. And then what was the problem? We wanted to connect with them, and apparently the chat wasn't the solution because, they may want this in many examples. They wanted to start from the in middle of the process, not starting every single piece of content, going through a chat and talking with someone and starting from the beginning. So, and then we launched version 2, this version, and we talked more to users. We go to, we set up, a lot of meetings, booked a lot of meetings with our customers, clients. We went to a lot of companies to, see what are they doing for their social media content, what content they use more, are professionals and semi-professionals, or maybe even like amateur, just the ones that just publish some content, to realize what are the most important parts. And then the version 2 came in as for specifics. We realized there are a couple of things. Just if you could generate videos that are educational, and the script is right, and the hook is right, and the story is right, and it's just attention grabbing, that would be helpful. The second one that we realized was the auto edits, because there's a lot of, big social media as a face, you should appear with your face, you should connect with your audience. If you wanted to, I don't know, grow your company as a founder-led company, you needed to appear on camera and talk about something. And then again, after you create that, you needed to hire editors. You need to spend a lot of time on editing your content. So we realized that, okay, we could use AI to auto edit a lot of content, remove the unnecessary part, add keep the good parts, and just let users edit, play with the video as easy as possible. And then AI takes care of everything for you. If you want to do final touches, add a b-roll or something, just click on two stuff and it's done, and it's ready for social media in less than 5 minutes. So auto edits is a big feature for talking head videos. We have auto captions also. If the video is edited, you only need captions. It's for free on the platform. We have a teleprompter. You could open it and read from the screen instead of just remembering or talking randomly. And the auto edits also, by the way, after the teleprompter, you could talk to your camera like your camera is your editor. You can as I'm talking here, I could say, for example, this part, I did it wrong. Just when you are Bupple, if you're editing this, just remove this part. I don't want this part in the video. And you continue your talking to your camera, and when Bupple is editing it, that's done. That's gone. And the last one would be Reels generator, which generates, let's say, engaging videos about a certain topic. That's a little bit if you wanted to, I don't know, if your niche market is selling doors and windows, it generates videos about how doors are made, how are the different types of glasses and all that, and puts visuals on it, that generates videos in, I don't know, less than a minute for that account. So these four, we have other features, but these four features are the ones that our users are very happy about, and they are using it constantly.
I mean, a lot of different features and benefits that you're able to provide for these customers that you have. A lot of companies, they can build a good product, but sometimes it's hard for them to find people to get that product. I'm curious, what are your guys' methods of finding these businesses and finding these social media people to help? How are you guys finding those people?
That is also something that we started wrong and then we fixed later. When we started, we were like, okay, if you created a tool that is good enough and helps customers and helps clients, it can grow by itself. The typical technical developer mindset. So we created this. It was perfect. It was it worked without any problem. And then when I wanted to go to market, I realized that it doesn't matter how good the product is, unless you can get the exposure, unless you can introduce it right, unless you have a lot of content to talk and documentation about the platform. A lot of people like doing tutorials on the platform. You cannot like convince someone to move from another thing that they are comfortable with to the next thing that they are more comfortable with. So to fix it, and also we had this angel investor in the company who we were running out of cash. So I was and the next angel investor, because of the small connection and small network that I have, it was hard to get in. So we switched the focus. We realized if we focus on high ticket like customers first, we could generate enough revenue to go for the to provide something for the lower like a subscription like packages for Bupple too. So we switched our let's say focus from the two actually high profile ticket or high ticket sales. We went to enterprises and medium sized businesses. We targeted them, the ones who wanted to hire a social media manager. So obviously they needed to fix the problem. They were already on the market to pay, I don't know, somewhere between $3,000 to $8,000 per month to fix their social media problem. Or they wanted to they raised funds before and they were in a good stage, but they were not active on social media. We checked their LinkedIn, their Twitter, their Instagram. They didn't publish content much, even though the content could actually, their business was, all businesses are good to have active content on social media, but their business also could benefit a lot immediately from being active on social media. So we targeted them. We went with cold outreach, warm outreach, however we could to just talk to them. It wasn't as hard as we thought it would be, because apparently social media problem is bigger than it's getting bigger because it's getting more important to appear on social media, and that's also the skills and the time that you can is more scarce to devote to that devote to a solution that you want to find.
Interesting. And once you find these companies and you're helping them out, I'm curious, how do you guys provide a great customer experience to where they keep paying those fees every month for your guys' services?
That's a good question. We went through multiple trial and errors to find the one that does well. The one that does well now is, first of all, with website is of course important, how we are introducing the platform, and we keep changing the website a lot. However, that it doesn't matter how great of a website or a landing page you have where all the features are there and the document is there, because the attention span is low or the time on website is not much, and you need retention and customers who go back to take a look at a website again and again until they become a customer. So the one thing that we worked on a lot is we started actually with the intro and onboarding of the platform. Through the onboarding, we had this, like, after you signed up, you had all the tools and you had tutorials how to use those. And then we realized, if we went back to having more personalized onboarding, it increases the retention. Like, we add now on the onboarding, we ask questions about the business. What is your challenge? What is your with social media? What social media platforms are you using? What are your goals with social media? And as our new users go through the onboarding, they feel more connected and more they see the company that cares about the solution that they want to provide. And actually, that we use all the data to feed it to the AI like model that we have. So to make specific AI model or AI prompt for every customer that we have to create social media content. And that's another technical matter that I'm not going to get to, because that would be also another thing that I could talk about for 30 minutes at least, because social media content is just fast paced, it's a fast-paced environment. It was hard to fine-tune a model that can actively read social media and create content that is engaging enough on social media, because something that is working today is not going to work next week or 2 weeks from now. So you have to be up to date, and you have to, create content that in a certain stuff fast. So that's another scenario. So after the onboarding, then retention was better, but it's still active the users use the platform. After they join the platform, they even got back to the platform twice or for 3 times to use the platform. But still, the connection wasn't there, or maybe they faced some issues. They couldn't find some stuff there, and they were gone. So now what we are doing now is my co-founder is a content creator. He has over half a billion he has made over half a billion impressions across social media platforms on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube. Professional content creator. So and also I worked on content a lot from the technical end, looked at the algorithms, how they work, how they are working, how they are how what are the trends, what on the market and all that. So we went back, we stepped back, and instead of just trying to automate everything from the get-go, we realized, okay, let's do this. Let's get a smaller portion of audience and users, but connect with them deeply. So we provided this 30-minute free consultation that would be provided by Bupple team, mostly by my co-founder Amir. So as soon as they jump on the platform or sign up for the platform, they get this 30-minute free consultation. So we go to a meeting, talk to them, take a look at their social media, provide as much as we can. Of course, it's not a onboarding tool or getting them to pay for the platform. We just share our honest review of what do their videos look like, and then what they can do, what are the ideas. And even after the meeting, sometimes we reach out to them. We're like, oh, I was just looking at this content. This worked great. This may work great for your niche. So we send it to them just to keep them connected to us. And also through that, we talk to them. It helps us pick the next features that we want to develop better. At the same time, we also gather information and feedback about the platform to make the platform better, and also information about what are the actual needs in the market.
It's interesting how you take you take them where they're at and you help them grow and develop. You don't only give them the tools, but you teach them how to use it, and you really help them along their journey. I'm curious, with all these changes that you've had, what's next for Bupple? Are you guys wanting to keep growing, and what's your plan to keep growing?
Yeah, of course we want to keep growing. That was actually a good part to mention, because the part that we wanted, the part that we came up with helping through talking to them in person and face to face in a meeting. So came from the fact that when we were doing the business plan, we were planning stuff for Bupple, and we were ideating and brainstorming and doing the research on the market. There is also the next problem is social media is when you are comparing it with traditional marketing. Marketing is on social media is different, but companies, when they come to social media, they try to advertise their product or services on platforms. Like they say, we are selling this, come here and buy it. We are selling this, I don't know, we are doing this service, please book our service or something. But on social media, it's not about that. It's about personal connection and all that. And we realized that there's no place that you could go there and learn about how you can do content marketing, social media content marketing, how it is different from traditional marketing, how you can create your content better, and how you can see social media long-term, mid-term, short-term, what you can get from there, when you should do paid ads, when you shouldn't do paid ads, on what is the what is the blueprint or a trajectory that you should go through when you are creating content, and what is the trajectory if you are doing paid ads, and how you should mix them, what platforms you should use and all that. So there's no place that is a hub that's a central hub for everything social media. You could go there and you're like, okay, everything that I want to do on social media is here. Even and you know the majority of the things are free. There's just one so far. There's just one event, 1 billion followers summit that is happening for social media, and there's even though everyone like spends a good deal of their day on different social media platforms, maybe an hour, the you know the market is still untapped. Like there's no events that are happening, there's no place that it could go learn, there's no actual like let's say university courses or actual courses that it could go through and learn something. So we want Bupple to grow. We need to strategize it, and we need to be careful with how we are going how we are doing this. But we want Bupple to be the first place that you learn how you can do content marketing, and then from there we want to expand. Like if you want the tools like camera, the lights, and all that, you could go to Bupple, or even the people on Bupple could actually we could have a marketplace that people on Bupple could provide to other people on Bupple, or instruct each other on that. A community, as for network effects that we could do for the business. If you want the application to help you, it's there. If you want anything about it, if you want just knowledge, it's free and accessible on Bupple as a Bupple University. We're calling it Bupple College. So we just started first thing that we just started, and we published our first article, and it's going to grow on YouTube, and you're going to share more content. So we want to be the one-stop shop for social media content, and it's going to take a lot. It's a 5 to 10 years like journey, and we have to play like this strategically and go to market strategically, go one after the other, to just make sure that financially we can support it, and then we can expand, and then we can scale. But it's a long road, but so far it seems like we've done a good job.
Yeah, I'm curious for people watching this video, or for people who would love to, have those tools that you're offering. What's the process like? How can people find you? How can people get connected?
I'm pretty active on Instagram. Of course, my email address is always available on bupple.io. There's a contact form on the website. They can reach out, and there's this free consultation part that they could if they want to talk about the consultation part, we could definitely we would appreciate that part, and we would definitely love to talk to them more. And those are the 4 best channels that I can think of.
Okay, perfect. I guess before we wrap things up, I'm curious for the businesses that maybe aren't very present on social media, why would you say that it's important to be on there, and what could they do to change that?
What could they do? I mean, the question has 2 parts. Which one is the question? One, what businesses could do to be more active on social media, or what we could do for them. I don't.
Sorry.
Better, like,
I guess a better way to put it. Why would you say it's important for companies to have a presence on social media?
It's like answering that question isn't hard, and it is. It seems even kind of obvious, because you could go back and take a look at how you are spending your days, and people are not on TVs much versus compared with 10 years ago, 20 years ago. We cannot compare it with 20 years ago, but because there was only TV. So compared to 10 years ago, even compared to 5 years ago, people are not on TV much. They are not paying attention a lot to the billboard that are on the street. They are probably not into advertising a lot. They are full of seeing different advertising and all that. And but the majority of the attention goes to like AI platforms. Maybe if you're having some question or something, so you are asking ChatGPT and all that. And the other part of the day is apart from talking to other people, of course, would be on social media. The average time that each of us spends on social media is over an hour, and even companies. Do you know this famous saying that says that always said, do you know the saying goes like, do you know why Lamborghini never does a TV advertisement? Because their clients are not spending time on TV, they're not watching TV. But still, if you go to Lamborghini, if you search Lamborghini on Instagram, you see that they are pretty active on Instagram, because the audience, everyone is on social media. It doesn't matter if you're a business owner, if you are just I don't know, a student going through college or something. Everyone is on social media, and the only place that gets attention is social media, and it is only going to grow. So it is necessary for any business to be there and present, and talk to their audience through a channel that they actually pay attention.
Yeah, it definitely makes sense with the growing age. You have to change, how you're focusing on your marketing, how you're getting your image out and everything like that. And I think it's super great what Bupple's doing to make that easier for people, make it really easy to have that presence. Well, thank you so much, Armand, for coming on the podcast today. I think we all learned a lot about not only the importance of social media, but also, how you guys can really help people take those steps and make it a lot easier for them. So thank you, everyone, for tuning in and coming on the show. And thank you, Armand, for being a part of it.
Thank you for having me, and wish you great success with your business too. And
thank you.
I'm a content business, so wish you a great success there too.
Yeah, definitely. All right. Well, thank you, Armand, and thank you, everyone, for tuning in, and we'll see you on the next episode.
Cheers.